Hello there guys, and welcome to Mad Doc Mini's got a very quick video for you here, following on from my previous video where I compared the new Leviathan Terminators against a selection of other miniatures for size and scale purposes. In this video, due to popular demand, I will be comparing these new miniatures exclusively against other suits of Terminator armour. This is not an exhaustive selection, but it should give you an idea of where these new miniatures stand in the hierarchy of scale in comparison with the older miniatures. So first up, I've selected a Horus Heresy Terminator, more specifically a Cataphracti pattern. Now these are many people's favourites, and they're very bulky up top, which helps to increase their kind of size and stature. I think it kind of helps to sell them a little bit more. It's not really my favourite suit of Terminator armour, but it definitely holds up pretty well against these new Terminators, just because of that kind of increased bulk up top really. So yeah, not a bad comparison. Moving on and sticking to the theme of Horus Heresy here, we've got a Tartarus pattern suit. Now these are all unaltered. They're all built as they should be. I've not increased the size or the kind of height of them in any way, shape or form. And you can see that the Tartarus pattern doesn't fare quite so well, and that's because it hasn't got as much bulk up top naturally as the Cataphracti. So it's starting to look a little bit dwarfed in my view there. One of my favourite suits as it happens. I really like the aesthetic of the Tartarus, but it's looking perhaps a little bit too small against the new Terminator. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts on this. Moving on, we've got the again a Tartarus pattern, this time the Thousand Suns Terminator. This thing, if anything, is actually a little bit smaller again. The head height is the main giveaway. Just check that out when it comes round again. The crest on top of the helmet does help somewhat to give the impression of a larger miniature, but when you really cast a critical eye on it, it is actually really quite small in comparison to the new Terminator. So I don't know if that's going to bother you or not. It's not really something that really majorly bothers me, because I don't really collect Thousand Suns. But moving on, let's now compare against a Chaos Terminator, a generic Chaos Terminator that is. These are very good miniatures, and they're obviously quite new in the scheme of things as well. So they've got a lot of advantages, you know, good digital design process behind them. And you can tell that these guys were a bit of a test bed for the Leviathan Terminators. There's a lot of characteristics that have been carried over. But they are a little bit smaller. Be aware of that. Look at the head height. The thing that makes it look bigger really is all those trophies and spikes on the back. But these fare really, really well. I like them a lot. Moving on, last comparison is a Nurgle Terminator, a Blight Lord. These things are mahoosive. They're quite big. We've got all that Nurgle rot everywhere, and that helps to really bulk these guys out. So these really are a very similar size. They vary quite a bit because Nurgle's like that. But yeah, I think these do very, very well. So these are probably genuinely about the same size overall. Hope you enjoyed the comparisons, guys. Let me know what you think. And if you're not already subscribed, consider giving me a sub. Also, consider liking and sharing if you've enjoyed the content. Thanks ever so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.